The Nintendo Switch launched in March 2017 and has already amassed a collection of excellent exclusives, third-party titles, and enhanced ports. There's even more on the horizon with Luigi's Mansion 3, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and a sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But in the meantime, here are the 30 best Nintendo Switch games ranked from good to great. Super Mario Party. The infamous ruiner of friendships debuts for the Nintendo Switch. Super Mario Party takes the more traditional approach to the series formula, introducing new mini-games, some with motion controls, and a new mode called Partner Party where teams of 2 can work together. There's even a mode called Toad's Rec Room, where multiple Switches can be combined for gameplay across multiple screens. Super Mario Party captures the amazing feeling of losing to never-ending nonsense, which may or may not be your definition of a good time. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order. Published by Nintendo with more RPG elements and developed by Team Ninja of Ninja Gaiden fame, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is the long-awaited follow-up to Activision's co-op brawler. Despite being set in a different universe with our heroes battling Thanos for control of the Infinity Stones, it still features some excellent action. Choose 4 characters from a roster consisting of Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Wolverine, and much, much more. Unleash a bevy of special attacks on hapless foes and level up to learn new skills. If a solid brawler with heaps to unlock is your thing, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 will fit the bill. Yoshi's Crafted World. A lighthearted, easy platformer with cardboard cutout graphics, Yoshi's Crafted World doesn't demand much in terms of mechanics. The Yoshis are once again battling Kamek and Baby Bowser across multiple worlds, which they must hop and bop through. You have the ability to traverse the foreground and background of a stage, occasionally flipping it for a second run. Again, nothing too complicated, but it's still a quality platformer. Beware the annoying music, though. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. If you remember playing New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U, then New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is basically that. It combines the first game and New Super Luigi U into one package, but running at 1080p and 60 frames per second. Nabbit is available as a character along with Toadette, the latter obtaining a power-up called the Super Crown to turn into Peachette because reasons. Overall, a fun port if you've never played the Wii U version. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. An enhanced port of Monster Hunter XX, Monster Hunter's Generation Ultimate adds even more content. 2 new flagship monsters in Bloodbath Diablos and Valstrax. 2 new hunting styles, Valor and Alchemy, to further mix up the gameplay. And even more deviant monsters have been added to the biggest Monster Hunter ever. Sure, it's a big departure from Monster Hunter World, but if you get used to the gameplay, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate stands on its own very well. POKKEN Tournament DX. Another carryover from the Nintendo Wii U days, POKKEN Tournament DX is essentially a fighting game with several of your favorite Pokémon duking it out. Along with the base roster of 21 fighters, it adds 2 new Pokémon as DLC with Aegislash and Blastoise. Though not the most technical fighter on the market, POKKEN Tournament DX looks good on the Switch and offers some quick action for series fans. ARMS. Of course, if you want something more skill-based, ARMS is the way to go. You essentially control a fighter with customizable fists attached to springs, which are referred to as arms. Battles are arena-style as you block, dodge, and curve punches and select the best arms for combat. ARMS boasts some impressive visuals along modes like Grand Prix, Battle Mode, which includes volleyball and basketball modes, and your standard versus. Multiple content updates have only strengthened the appeal of this fighter. Golf Story. In Golf Story, you play the story of a golfer as you try to be the very best. The game features 8 unique environments, each of them having their own challenges and courses. Golf Story also features an engaging story with a rich cast of characters. Captain Toad, Treasure Tracker. The antithesis to Mario's platforming, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is about exploration, puzzle solving, and some on-rail shooting. Rotate the camera to locate secrets, use the super pickaxe to take out foes, and try to collect all the stars. The Nintendo Switch version adds co-op support along with bonus levels based on Super Mario Odyssey. It's not your average Mario adventure, but Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is well worth digging into. My Friend Pedro. Short, violent, and oh so bizarre. My Friend Pedro comes from Dead Toast Entertainment and Devolver Digital. It's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up but with tons of crazy stunts. You can shoot at 2 enemies separately, spin through the air to avoid bullets, slow time, ricochet rounds off of signs, the list goes on. Coupled with the Code Yellow update, which adds heaps of new modifiers, My Friend Pedro is even more enticing than ever. Untitled Goose Game. Innocent Little Goose Chase or Sociopath Simulator? It truly depends which side of the goose caper you sit on. Untitled Goose Game has you running through areas as a mischievous goose, stealing objects and annoying the townfolk. It's simple yet alluring as you try to figure out the best ways to both complete tasks and torture humanity. XENOBLADE Chronicles 2: TORNA, the Golden Country. In XENOBLADE Chronicles 2: TORNA the Golden Country, we still have gorgeous vistas that are awe-inspiring and incredibly imaginative, characters that are lovable and endearing, a story that beckons you on with its mystery, and a stunning soundtrack. There's no two ways about it, XENOBLADE Chronicles 2: TORNA the Golden Country is a hell of a package, and a must-have for Switch owners who are JRPG fans, and who enjoy the Xeno games. Monolith Soft have yet again crafted a world worth fighting for. Pokémon, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE. Though not the titles to kick off Pokémon's 8th generation, Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go EEVEE are great RPGs all the same. As remakes of Pokémon Yellow, they take place in the Kanto region with over 151 of the original Pokémon, which also possesses their Mega Evolutions and Alola subspecies. Numerous trainer battles, walking your Pokémon and dressing them up, and classic showdowns against the Elite Four and Team Rocket all await. Splatoon 2. When multiplayer shooters are discussed, Splatoon 2 is often missing from the conversation. Then again, where does third-person shooting to paint an arena and transforming into a squid to speed across fit into the competitive ladder? With numerous new weapons like dual-wield pistols, shotguns with shields and jetpacks, along with a hefty single-player campaign, Splatoon 2 builds upon the original in some great ways. And of course, there are multiplayer modes like Splat Zones, Salmon Run, Tower Control, and even more single-player content in the Octo expansion to experience. Tetris 99. Tetris Effect is a sublime yet evocative puzzle-solving experience, but Tetris 99 is pure chaos. Free with Nintendo Switch Online, it sees 99 players competing against each other to clear Tetrominoes and hinder others to emerge on top. It's still Tetris, but the tension and panic of multiplayer makes it an awesome experience. You can also pay $9.99 for the Big Block DLC, which unlocks a host of offline modes like CPU Battle against 98 bots, Marathon Mode, and local offline multiplayer. Steam World Quest: Hand of Gilgamesh. The SteamWorld series from Image and Form has always thrown up some surprises, and SteamWorld Quest: Hand of Gilgamesh is no exception. An RPG set in medieval times but with steampunk robots, it sees two friends embarking on a journey, eventually coming face to face with the dread Gilgamesh. The gameplay relies on cards as you choose from a deck and execute attacks and other special moves. It's very Slay the Spire-esque, but with the classic SteamWorld sense of humor. Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the NECRODANCER featuring The Legend of Zelda. Cadence of Hyrule combines the beat-based dungeon crawling of Crypt the NECRODANCER with the setting, mechanics, and characters of The Legend of Zelda. The result is an intriguing musical adventure with remixes of classic Zelda tunes, the ability to play as Link and Zelda, and awesome dungeons to explore. There's even a fixed beat mode for those who don't want to play to the rhythm. Into the Breach. Boasting a minimalist art style, Subset Games' Into the Breach makes up for this with incredibly deep gameplay. Players battle the alien Vec with 3 different mech units and must protect various buildings from being destroyed, among other objectives. Given that you're constantly on the back foot, Into the Breach is more about pushing foes, controlling zones with different abilities, and manipulating your opponents. It's simple at first, but oh so complex and fun to replay, especially with the different units that open up. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Nintendo loves its Wii U ports, and we're fine with that, especially when they're titles like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Developed by Retro Studios, the side-scrolling platformer features some of the best level designs, boss battles, and mechanics out there. The Switch version even eases new players in with Funky Mode, where Funky Kong is playable and has increased health, double jumping, and immunity to spikes. Astral Chain. Astral Chain could have been a typical hack-and-slash adventure, Platinum Games style, and we would have been fine with it, even despite the typical story. However, it offers so much more, with large spaces to explore, cases to investigate, NPCs to assist, and Chimera to slay. The combat is easily the best part, thanks to the Legions. Employ the Beast Legion to get around quickly, the Arrow Legion to blanket foes in shots, or the Arm Legion for some good old machine gun punches. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Mario meets the Rabbids meets XCOM? Believe it or not, this strange combination of platforming, adventuring, and turn-based strategy works out incredibly well. The story is ridiculous, with Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi teaming up with the Rabbids to stop disaster from befalling the Mushroom Kingdom. The tactics are sound though, as you hop over teammates to traverse greater distances, dash through foes for more damage, and yes, set Overwatch for reactionary attack. Don't let its goofy looks fool you. This is an excellent tactical RPG in its own right. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. A classic is reborn with a gorgeous new art style and gameplay mechanics. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening takes the original Game Boy title and reimagines it as a toy-like adventure with the ability to equip multiple items. You're still leaping over foes, partaking in side-scrolling levels, and battling bosses though, so don't worry. The Switch remake also adds a custom dungeon creator, which allows for crafting your own dungeons with pieces collected throughout the game. Snipper Clips. Snipper Clips launched with the Switch and offered some fun co-op puzzle gameplay. The goal is to overlap 2 characters, each controlled by a player, and snip the relevant portion to solve a puzzle. 4-player support ensures things get crazier, especially with snipping death matches. Snipper Clips has since been updated to Snipper Clips Plus, which brings 30 new levels and new modes. For a reliable party title without the hate that Mario Party can incite, Snipper Clips comes recommended. XENOBLADE Chronicles 2. XENOBLADE Chronicles 2 is simply massive in scope, as you explore the vast Titans of Alrest in the midst of an escalating conflict. Combat has been overhauled, turning blades into actual characters that can be collected and refined while offering more customization and tactics. The presentation is simply fantastic, from the eye-popping aesthetic to the memorable soundtrack. Even if the prevailing anime tropes and spotty English dub don't find many takers, XENOBLADE Chronicles 2 is still an epic adventure that RPG fans can sink hundreds of hours into. Pokémon Sword and Shield. With every new Pokémon generation comes a new region to explore, and in Sword and Shield, things are going to be decidedly British. This time, we'll be exploring the Galar region, which takes inspiration from the UK. Taking cues from Pokémon Go, Pokémon Sword and Shield will also have co-op focused raid battles against special Pokémon, called Max Raid Battles. Scattered throughout the wild area will be portals, which will take players to Max Raid Battles, which are battles against Dynamaxed Pokémon who remain Dynamaxed for the whole battle. Super Mario Maker 2. How do you improve on one of the best platformers and toolsets ever made? Super Mario Maker 2 answers that question simply, with more. A lot more. A single-player campaign with over 100 courses and various tasks to complete. A robust level editor with new additions like Super Mario 3D World as a course style, night courses, and more. 4-player online multiplayer, and of course heaps and heaps of levels to play. Super Mario Maker 2 is a love letter to all Mario fans, and it shows. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The most ambitious crossover of all time, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has nearly everyone, boasting the largest roster in the series' history with characters like Persona 5's Joker and Banjo-Kazooie added through DLC. Each character has been revamped and changed to have new moves, and the core gameplay maintains the easy-to-learn, difficult-to-master loop that Smash Bros. Embodies. Even for the non-competitive player, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate offers tons of single-player content with the massive World of Light, Spirits mode, Classic mode for each character, and much, much more to experience. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yes, Mario Kart 8 first released for the Wii U in 2014, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a port, with all of the DLC included. However, this is not simply a port. On top of being an excellent kart racer with gorgeous visuals running at 60 FPS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe adds even more content. 6 new characters, including Splatoon's Inklings, Bowser Jr., and Metal Mario, join the already massive roster. 8 new arenas and several new modes were added to battle mode, making it way more enjoyable than the base game. Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey didn't go fully open world like many of us had hoped. However, it didn't need to, taking the franchise's core 3D platforming and placing it in some incredible stages. Go toe-to-toe with 8-bit Donkey Kong in New Donk City, revisit the Mushroom Kingdom from Super Mario 64, and if you're feeling particularly brave, traverse the darker side of the moon, with the new capture mechanic which allows Mario to possess nearly any living creature. Super Mario Odyssey is simply an enchanting journey. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. We've heaped tons of praise on Nintendo for The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, so what's a bit more on top of it all? A gorgeous aesthetic accompanies a sense of wonder as you explore every inch of Hyrule en route to defeating Ganon. Redefining the series' core gameplay, Breath of the Wild introduces so many new fun mechanics along with one of the most enjoyable, intriguing, and beautiful open worlds ever made. Weapon durability and plot issues aside, this is still an absolute masterpiece that every Switch owner should experience. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, please hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to switch on the notifications bell icon next to it. That way you'll never miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.